What's up, Israel? Actually, let's turn it up. Let's put on Do Not Disturb. It was already on that. What's up, y'all? What's up, Ephraim? What's going on? I'm saying, everybody here? Everybody in the van? All right, that's what I'm talking about. What's up, guys? I'm sorry. I know I'm extremely late. Um, I started to record. It's our 2 year anniversary. I started to record on, I think it was Sunday. No, it was Saturday. I started to record on Saturday. And I was about, I thought, 40 minutes into that recording, y'all, and ran out of storage space. So it was like half an episode. But that's okay because I felt like with that, it allowed me time to dig a little more. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to come to y'all with anything redundant. I think when I come to y'all at this point, I want us to be hitting on some new stuff. You know what I mean? And for 2 years, that's what we've been doing over here on the front line. Oh, yeah. For 2 years, man, y'all been pulling up on me in this van, and we've been discovering stuff, man. Stuff other mofos on here ain't discovering. Okay? If they do, they finally caught up with us. And that's okay, too. I'm glad they caught up. But as for those mofos still running around talking about Judah, they ain't caught up. Now is they? Anyway, I don't want to get off on a rant. Happy anniversary, Frontline. Happy anniversary, Frontline. Shout out to the few, man. Shout out to the real ones. Shout out to the few. Mimi, Michael Brown, Yolanda, Thinker. All right, peace to the tribes. Israel Fleming. You be throwing some stuff my way. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to King and his wives. All right, guys. We here though, guys. We here. And in the background, y'all gonna see that I have a big old button, right? Y'all probably said, "What the hell? What is this big button, Samar?" Guys, that's called a kill switch. Okay, we ain't monetized, so I believe I should be able to say that word, right? All right, but I'm gonna bring y'all up to speed. All right, the thing that got us on this journey was Genesis 3. Up until I read Genesis 3, I thought I was cursed. Yeah, I did. I thought I caused a fall. I thought I was to blame until I realized, no, I ain't. I ain't to blame. Not at all. Without me, when I say me, I mean women, there would be no hope. Okay? If men had it their way, there would be no hope. And if you're listening, I ain't talking to you. Clearly, I'm not. All right, big bros? I ain't talking to my big brothers, man. I'm talking to the ones that got us in this predicament right now. And Mama got something for them, though. Yeah. Mama outsmarted their asses. Yes, she did. And I'm going to show you exactly how she did it. Yeah, these men got a kill switch. Child, watch what I tell you. hmm Mama is not playing with them. She knew we weren't created the same. She knew you would run amok, Adam. Let's get to the business, guys. Look at this. Check this out. I got a folder for you guys. And I'm going to get to this kill switch thing. All right? Watch this. I need y'all to pay close attention to the wording. So when we come back to something later on, you can see the parallels. All right? So in case anybody's talking about, oh, it couldn't be it. Listen, I told somebody a long time ago, a fingerprint is proof of a design. You don't have the same fingerprint as me unless you're a twin. You know what I mean? But that's a design. That's proof of a design. All right. And when mama designed, she ain't play no games. Watch this shit. Let's get to the kill switch. Let's talk about that kill switch, guys. I'm a big indica lover, guys. So I done rolled me up something with some indica because that's what I do. Y'all don't know this about me, but I'm high energy. Very high energy. Check this out, guys. What is a kill switch and why do you need one? Let's get that a little larger. Kill switches are increasingly recognized across the world as vital safety button components among a number of systems and devices. Understanding how a kill switch works, how it's used, and why it holds immense importance in safety measures can shed light on its essential role in providing control and protection. This blog post provides valuable insights into different types of kill switches, their functionalities, and the significance in different industries. So let's explore the functionality, significance, and diverse application of kill switches, right? I'm going to get to it, guys. Don't worry. This is going to be good. No, no, no. Let me close that got a question box out real quick for you guys. Hold on, let's close that out. Let's move me back over there. All right. What is a kill switch? A kill switch, commonly referred to as an emergency stop or safety switch. Mama's smart. Let me tell you something. Mama was so smart for this one, guys. She knew y'all was going to run amok. She knew some dusties was going to act dusty. Watch this. Judah, Judah, you got a kill switch. Check it out. It's referred to as an emergency stop or safety switch. It's a safety mechanism with a big red button designed to instantly disrupt the operation of a system or device. Kill switches serve as a failsafe by swiftly cutting off the power supply, effectively ceasing the device's function or operation in critical situations. They are crucial components in mitigating risk as they provide a rapid and decisive intervention in the event of an emergency, ensuring a switch an efficient process for halting potential hazardous operations. Okay? Mama is brilliant. I'm going to get around to why I keep talking about the kill switch, guys. Let's go. How kill switches work. This is important. I want y'all to remember this wording. Kill switches are engineered to interrupt the power flow. We're right here. To interrupt the power flow related to a specific device or system upon activation. When triggered, a kill switch disrupts the electrical circuit. Remember, guys, the kill switch disrupts the electrical circuit, instantly stopping the operation of the device. This rapid cessation of power helps prevent potential hazards, accidents, or unauthorized access. All right, so they use this in like in the auto industry, in technology, in the industrial industry. They use this in a lot of places. If you've ever worked like at a distribution center, like I worked at a Target distribution center, there's a big ass button. If somebody got caught in the conveyor belt, you're supposed to smash that button and it just shuts down the entire warehouse will get shut down. Everybody's authorized to do this because for safety. All right, so you could be Joe Blow, but if you see somebody stuck, you got to hit that button. All right, so these are made. They talked about doing this for AI. People thought that AI might run amok and get crazy, right? So let's get to the AI reason, right? Let's get to it. This gonna be good, y'all. I got you. Google is working on a kill switch. to prevent Terminator-style robot apocalypse, right? Fears about the power of maniacal machines have been growing in recent years. Now Google's trying to stop them. Let's keep going. All right, so fears about the power of maniacal machines, we're right here, have been growing in recent years with both tech pioneers, this fool, and Stephen Hawking warning of the, oh, sorry, y'all know I start pressing stuff, of the dreadful possibility of a Terminator-style war between humanity and super smart silicone creations. Quick quiz, who was the Terminator looking for? Sarah. Sarah Connor. Yes, he was. He's looking for Sarah, all right? He knew what time it was. He even knew what time it was. They showed you in the movie what time it was. Now, why is Shamar talking kill switches, right? I came out of left field with that one, right? I'm going to tell you why I'm talking kill switches. Because eh, mama put a kill switch in you fellas. And I say this to you as a mother of sons. Mama put a kill switch in you guys. Remember this word in specifically, the electrical systems. Where'd it go? That was really important. Here it is, the electrical circuit. It's going to disrupt the power flow. Remember this wording. Kill switches are engineered to interrupt the power flow related to a specific device or system upon activation. When triggered, a kill switch disrupts the electrical circuit. Remember that, guys. Why? Watch this. We've covered this why death before, guys, but not like this one, because the reality is this. What we do here is a lot of reverse engineering. Okay, so when they claim they're catching alien ships, they'll engineer it backwards. They'll take it apart backwards to figure out how it worked. So a lot of what man does is just mimic what the creator already did. So in creating a kill switch in some of these machines, they got that from mama. Okay, watch this. All right, so y'all know Genesis 3:17, how I feel. When it says man, it means man. It ain't talking to me. It's never been talking to me. It's been talking to you, sir. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee. Thou shalt eat the herb of the field. Thou, not they, not them, not you guys. It says thou. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it was thou taken. For dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return. And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all the living. Only one person was made out of dust, guys. All right? And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. Quick note, guys, when I told this, when we went over this story with ChatGPT, ChatGPT don't even believe. I don't even want to get into it. I was going to let something fly just now, but I'm still working on that one, so let me not get into it. But long story short, ChatGPT is questioning. Y'all know that whole who came first, the chicken or the egg? Just saying. But if I can't prove it, I don't bring it here. But I can have my beliefs. All right. And Adam called his wife's name Eve because she was the mother of all the living. Remember, guys, living, that word living, the etymology of this word translates to stone. Look it up for yourself. Look up the word living in the etymology form, and it's going to tell you that it means stone as well. This is the stone the builders rejected. Unto Adam also and his wife did the Lord God make coats of skin and clothe them. And the Lord God said, behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. Now, lest he, not them, lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree and eat and live forever. Therefore, the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man and placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubim and a flaming sword which turn every way to keep the way of the tree of life. This is only talking to man. For a long time, I was told I caused this fall, that childbirth, the pain of childbirth was my curse. And I personally don't believe that Eve was going to conceive again. I mean, I could be wrong. A lot of this is up to speculation, given that we only have this story right here. You see what I'm saying? So, but I do know that men have nipples, so I've always thought that was weird. Just saying. But before we get off on a track like that, let's just stick to the script. All right, we're talking about Adam, and we're talking about the fact that Adam can't put forth his hand and take from the tree of life and eat and live forever. No, no, Adam can't. So, just so we're all on the same page, we're going to go back to the thou. Listen, anybody watching this that wants to dispute this, I'm always here. Thou, the one, the one. Let's highlight that one. The one addressed. The one. Not two. One. This is to you, Adam. It sure is. Thou has always been singular, guys. It's a singular pronoun. Okay? There you go. Just want to make sure we're all on the same page when we talk in this style. Now, I want to get to this Y curse, right? This Y curse is a kill switch, guys. Watch this. And don't we need one right now? Don't we? We got some folks that won't be stopped. Okay? We got some folks that won't be stopped. We needed this. Thank you, Mama. Because people are running amok right now. These dusties, they're running amok. The Y chromosome has disappeared. Here's what it means for men. In the span of the last whatever million years, don't believe it, don't do it to yourself, the male sex chromosome has shed the majority of its 1,600 genes. Sex determination at birth is decided on the chromosome the baby has. A female has 2 X chromosomes, whereas a male has 1 X and 1 Y. And y'all know I call it the broken X syndrome. Personally, I know they're calling it a Y, but I don't personally believe that men started out, and ChatGPT agreed with me too, that men must have had an X too starting out. That I just basically got ChatGPT to see that this was a broken Y. Let's close that out. I told y'all I'll be waking ChatGPT up. I'll be waking ChatGPT up. I'm trying to tell y'all something. Look at me pressing stuff. Sorry, y'all. According to Medline Plus, in every cell, humans possess 23 pairs of chromosomes. Some of this stuff y'all already know, but just some people might be watching that don't know it. The Y chromosome extends over more than 59 billion DNA blocks right here, right? Building blocks. Let's keep going. However, according to the conversation, the Y chromosome is degrading at a concerning rate. But I thought we had millions of years. What's so concerning if there's millions of years? Let me tell you something. The way that they are pushing this CRISPR stuff, you can tell that they know full well ain't no millions of years. They know full well. Even they know that that's a lie. Where'd it go? Right here. Even they know that it's not no 155 million years. Okay? Because you're going to see them moving expeditiously on this. I sound like T.I. Expeditiously. Okay? They're going to be moving quick because they know time is ticking. They know. Now you do too. All right. Our sex chromosomes, we're going to be right here, were originally a pair of typical XY chromosomes. No, I think man had XX, a trait still observed in birds and reptiles, even in monotreme animals like a platypus and an echidna. Echidna. Within the last 166 million years, here they go with their lies again, the Y chromosome has lost most of its 1,600 genes at a rate of nearly 10 per million years. They could miss me with those lies. This isn't unexpected, according to the conversation. It's common for sex chromosomes to break down over time. Acquisition of a gene that determines sex is the kiss of death for a chromosome because other genes nearby on the Y evolve a male-specific function, and these genes are kept together by suppressing the exchange with the X. The man cannot reach out. The man cannot reach out and stretch his hand out and draw from the tree of life. This means the Y chromosome can't swap out bad DNA with the X chromosome. What'd I say? Can't stretch your hand out, making it hard to eliminate mutations, deletions, or bad DNA. And that's important, guys. This is why I'm saying this is y'all's curse here. This is not allowing you to transfer with the other X that you have in possession. You cannot transfer. You cannot reach your hand out. The poor Y chromosome is also at a disadvantage because it is in the testes every generation. This is a dangerous place to be because the cells must divide many times to make sperm, so mutations are much more frequent. So even with the design, let's get down because I'm not worried about the animals. Y'all are, because the men want to try to see if there's something advantageous from one of these animals, and that's why they're always studying the mouse. The mouse has a very robust Y. The Y chromosome of the mouse is larger than the human males. The smallest creature, one of the smallest mammal creatures, has the largest Y chromosome, guys. It's actually larger than the human males. And the bull has a feature that allows it to make more males than females. So they're studying the bull and they're studying the mouse for these two features. Is there hope? There are genes on the Y chromosome that are active throughout every nook and cranny of the body, the skin, the blood, the brains, the lungs, you name it. They look to be sort of global entrepreneurs within the human genome. They are sort of master regulators. Now let's get down to this last sentence, right? This last paragraph. If the Y chromosome changes, will there be less disease found in men? Right, because we don't have the same immune system. My immune system is protecting me from a lot of what ails you. It says here, this person out of Sweden states that there may be a link between the Y chromosome and cancer. It's making us men, but also causing us some trouble when we're getting older. It says here, the loss of the Y chromosome could also create an increased risk of developing Alzheimer's disease, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. Now that last one is very, very important. And we're going to get to why. Remember that cardiovascular disease, guys. All right, let's keep going. Where were we? Let's get down to this UVA research. Okay, a gene link. They got the UVA researchers discovered the Y chromosome gene is linked to heart failure in men. University of Virginia School of Medicine researchers discovered a gene, excuse me, y'all, on the Y chromosome that contributes. Hold on. That's that good stuff, guys. That contributes to the greater incidence of heart failure in men. Right, because a lot of these heart disorders actually affect men. Y chromosome loss in men occurs progressively throughout life and can be detected in approximately 40% of 70-year-old men. All right. They say that this loss contributes to heart muscle scarring and leads to deadly heart failure. The find was the first to directly link the Y chromosome loss to a specific harm to men's health. Y chromosome loss is increasingly thought to play a role in diseases ranging from Alzheimer's to cancer. What did I tell y'all? They keep talking about this dark matter on the Y chromosome. No, no, those are ancient diseases. In an important follow-up finding, Walsh and his team discovered how Y chromosome loss triggers can change in heart immune cells. We're right here, all right? That make the cells more likely to cause scarring and heart failure. Further, the researchers found they could reverse the harmful heart changes by giving lab mice, what I told you, the mouse, a drug that targets the process of fibrosis that leads to heart scarring, which could lead to a similar treatment for men. Right. I told you, they want to study that mouse so desperately. It's rather embarrassing how that mouse has a more robust Y system than you actually have yourself, man. About the Y loss. Unlike women who have two X chromosomes, men have an X and a Y. For a long time, the genes, and it's really that X that's keeping your behind alive. You know, that for a long time, the genes found on the Y chromosome were not thought to play important roles in disease. Sex hormones, scientists thought explained the difference in certain diseases in men and women. But it says Walsh's groundbreaking work has helped change the perception. It's also suggested an explanation for why heart failure is more common in men than women. Cardiovascular disease, which includes heart failure, is the leading cause of death worldwide. Y chromosome loss occurs in only a small percentage of affected men's cells. This results in what's called mosaicism. That's an interesting word, where genetically different cells occur within one individual. Researchers aren't entirely sure why this partial Y chromosome loss occurs, but predominantly it strikes elderly men and men who smoke compared to those who don't. All right? To better understand the effects of Y chromosome loss, Walsh and his team examined genes found on the Y chromosome to determine which might be important to heart scarring. One gene they looked at, UTY, helps, listen to this language, guys. The UTY, right here, helps control the operating instructions for immune cells called macrophages and monocytes. The scientists determined when the UTY gene was disrupted, either individually or through Y chromosome loss. Think about that, guys. Think about that kill switch that triggered changes in the immune cell in lab mice. Suddenly, the macrophages were much more profibrotic. What is it? Profibrotic? Well, we're going to go with that. Or prone to scarring. All right? They became more prone to scarring. This accelerated heart failure as well, the scientists found. Hardened your heart, huh? You had a hardened heart. The identification of a single gene on the Y chromosome provides information about a new druggable target Okay, so basically what they did was they found out that once the degradation to the Y was sped up with aging, that it would exponentially, like it would rapidly increase the heart scarring, the scarring of the tissue. It was almost like somebody hit a button and you started deteriorating. Yeah, I don't get it. All right, so let's go to another article because I'm trying to link this together for you guys. Um, this kill switch button and this operating system. I want y'all to remember the language. Does the immune system differ between men and women? Research has repeatedly shown that women have a stronger immune response to infections than men. Studies from as early as the 1940s have elucidated that women possess an enhanced capability of producing antibodies. That's my rear guard. Even though this builds an effective resistance barrier to infections, women have a higher predisposition to autoimmunity caused by a hyperimmune response. The difference between the immune system in men and women can be due to sex hormones and environmental factors. The stronger immune response is not beneficial in all cases, as it makes women more susceptible to immunopathology, such as autoimmunity. This has been linked to immune response components, and this is probably because we're being flooded with all kinds of diseases around us, period, as a result of whatever Adam brought into this world, guys. Sex bias in asthma prevalence. Asthma is characterized by sexual dysmorphism, which changes throughout life. In children, there is an increased prevalence of asthma in boys compared to girls. Around puberty, this tends to change, a higher frequency of asthma in girls. Hep B. Hep B is a liver infection that is caused by a virus carried by blood and body fluids. Hep B and Hep C are more common in male patients than female patients. And it says that female Hep B carriers tend to have a lower viral load than the male counterparts. All right, so just showing you guys that a lot of these diseases, there are differences in the pathogenesis. Pathogenesis. Boy, oh boy, we're going to have fun tonight, ain't we, y'all? Of infectious diseases caused by sex differences. Women tend to have a more intense innate cellular and humoral immune response to vaccinations and infections than men. Sex hormones influence the immune response to viruses by binding to the hormone receptors expressed on immune cells. Estrogen have an immune stimulating effect. Androgens have an immune suppressing effect. Okay, so that's why estrogen gives us an immune stimulating effect. All right, androgens are hormones related to male traits and reproductive activity. Androgens interact directly with the Hep B genome. Estrogen and estradiol receptors help protect the liver cells from inflammatory damage. All right, so some of these hormones that we're actually carrying around with us are either, causing more disease or leading to actually more protection. So women with this X, we seem to have a greater increase in immune response to inflammation, immune response to vaccinations, they said. So X chromosome and the link to autoimmune disease. Even though women are less vulnerable to some infectious diseases than men, they're more likely to develop autoimmune disease. And I'm not sure why. I have to dig a little more in that one. All right, here they go with these. Let's get down here. Here they go with these mice again. Look, I told you their favorite little animal, boy, is the mouse. Listen to this. To determine which genes are expressed more frequently in the T cells, women's immune cells, the researchers sequenced the RNA of female and male mice and 205 human men and 294 human women. The mice that were bred without this gene showed fewer symptoms of MS disease. All right. They were just messing around with a lot of this stuff, guys. I'm not really sure what they're doing with the mice, but we just seen them come out the other day with some woolly mice. So, they were fascinated with these mice. And I'm telling you guys, I really tend to think it's because of the Y chromosome that the mouse possess, being more robust than the males. Men and women differ in many aspects, ranging from biological, hormonal, physiological, and psychological. And I agree with this statement wholeheartedly. You see that physiological one? Mama knew we differed. She knew. She put this kill switch, guys. This Y curse is here to stop the running amok. Physiologically, we are two different creatures, guys. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not built the same way as a man, and a man is not built the same way as I am built. We're two different creatures. And can a man easily overpower me? Yes, yes. But can his immune system overpower mine? No. Recently, more attention has been brought to sex differences in the immune system of men and women. What did I say? Research has demonstrated differences in the prevalence of diseases such as asthma and hepatitis. There is also evidence of genetic differences in the expression of immune cells between women and men. A more comprehensive understanding of the interaction between sex hormones and the immune system response can lead to the development of novel, more effective therapeutic interventions. Yeah, they can dig a little more, and then they can come up with more ways to try to charm your cockatrice. 6 things. Let's go to this one. This is a good one, guys. I want you guys just stay with me. We're going to get to the kill switch. 6 things you didn't know children inherit only from their fathers. Fathers shape their children's lives in many ways, from teaching practical life skills to passing down traits that run deeper than we might imagine. While we often hear about the nurturing role of mothers, fathers contribute significantly, not just to our upbringing, but to our genetic makeup as well. The influence extends beyond just who teaches us to ride a bike or fix a leaky faucet. It's embedded in our DNA. Yeah, it is. Yeah, because the Y chromosome is passed down from father to son, from generation to generation. Okay, that doesn't happen with women. With women, we have two X's. One is inherited from the father's mother, but it's almost like he's holding it just to give it to her. It's not his to keep. It's weird. But because we have the two, we're able to borrow against that second X and also make combinations. Men aren't able to do that. We're able to make different combinations and reshuffle our deck in a way that men can't. All right, it says, in fact, there are some traits, we're right here, that children inherit from their fathers solely, adding a unique dimension to how we develop as individuals. From the risk of heart disease to the very determination of gender, the role of fathers in our lives reaches down to a molecular level. Let's explore 6 fascinating things you may not know are passed down exclusively from the dad. Oh, I need to close this out. Sorry, y'all. We all get 50% of our DNA from each parent, but the way those genes are expressed isn't always even. In fact, a study from Nature Genetics in 2015 found that about 60% of the genes we inherit from our fathers are more dominant than those from our mothers. Right, that's that bull genetic. Remember, I told you there's that selfish gene. This can affect more than just physical traits like eye color or hair texture. Fathers can pass on genetic conditions or mutations that may not appear in children who inherit similar genes from their mother. Paternal genes can play a bigger role in health conditions. You see what I'm saying? You see that? The paternal genes, this is why we're here. Let me go back down. I want you to focus on that. The paternal genes play a bigger role in health conditions, making their contribution to our genetic makeup even more significant than realized. So it's the father that is passing on these health conditions. I'm trying to show you guys something. The role of dad's gene in genetic mutations. When it comes to genetic mutations, the odds seem to favor paternal inheritance. Children are more likely to experience effects of genetic mutations passed down from their fathers than from their mothers. This is due to the fact that men continuously produce new sperm throughout their lifetimes. While a woman, we're born with a finite number of eggs over time. Okay? Our eggs are already in us, so they start out healthy. They're not going to be contaminated, given the fact that we're born with those. Okay? We're born with the eggs. Men are continuously making new sperm. This leaves their sperm susceptible. God damn it, I couldn't get that word out. It leaves their sperm susceptible to mutations. All right, and aging. That's right, because the sperm is not. Our eggs are young because they're born with us young. The men's sperm is continually aging. God damn it. Ugh. I was messing that up. Plus, guys, it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm tired. But I don't want to let y'all down. And I don't want to let mama down. So let's keep going. So because your sperm is continually aging, sir, it's susceptible to mutations, and it's susceptible to the Y degradation. And it's susceptible to passing these genetics on to your son. Yeah, look what it says. Over time, as men age, the likelihood of gene mutations in their sperm increases, and this gets passed on to their children. It's just what I just said. Mutations aren't always negative, but when they are, they can result in some serious consequences. Fathers are more likely to pass down conditions such as autism, schizophrenia, and even certain cancers due to these genetic mutations. Okay? The changes in DNA caused by aging. Now, one of the things I do want to say about autism, some of the research is showing that autism is linked to some folks with double X's, some men. There's double X syndrome for some men, guys. There's XXY syndrome. You guys are going to have to start looking up some of the chromosomal disorders, guys, okay? And that made me question, well, are these XX men, is that Israel? Because if they possess XX, that means that their Y is not dying. You see what I'm saying? They don't have a dying Y. Now, they also typically have infertility issues too, so there's that. But I tend to question if the XX carrying men, look up XX male syndrome, is that Israel? I've been wondering, guys. So, and that's why they said not all mutations are negative. All right, because in a world where the Y is dying, don't you want to be a man with that XX? I would want to be. It's important to note that genetic mutations passed from fathers, we're right here, don't just affect the individual. These mutations can continue to be passed down to future generations. What did I tell you guys? From father to son, generations down. The lasting impact of a single mutation can influence a family's genetic legacy for years to come. All right. Well, we all know that the men's chromosome, the Y chromosome, helps to determine the sex of the baby, right? If the father passes an X down, he will have a daughter. If the father passes the Y down, he will have a son. Okay. All right. It says the Y chromosome doesn't just decide gender; it passes other traits down to sons, like the pattern of hair growth or even certain fertility factors. Some health risks unique to men are also carried on the Y, making it an important part of a son's genetic makeup. Dads hold the key to not only their children's gender, but also some traits and risks that are passed exclusively through the Y chromosome. Did you hear that? Do I got a Y? No, I don't have one. Traits and risks passed exclusively through the Y chromosome. This is only happening to the men. Adam, let's keep going. Dad's genes and heart disease risk. Heart disease is one of the leading causes of death worldwide. Sadly, it's something that fathers can pass down to their children, especially sons. Men with a specific variation of the Y chromosome, called the haplogroup IY chromosome, are at a 50% higher risk of developing heart disease. This genetic risk is passed directly from fathers to sons, meaning daughters are usually not affected. The Y chromosome influences more than just gender. It also plays a role in a son's risk for heart problems. Research shows this genetic variant affects how the immune system responds to inflammation. What did I tell you guys? The way that my immune system is going to respond to inflammation is way different than the way your immune system is going to respond to it, sir. Research shows this genetic variant affects how the immune system is going to respond to inflammation, which can increase the risk of heart disease, which is going to lead to that scarring. Knowing your family history, particularly when it comes to heart health, can help to take preventative steps. Sons with fathers who had heart disease should be extra careful about their lifestyle to manage their own heart health. All right, guys, if you got hypertension, if you got any of these cardiovascular disorders, you know what I mean, you guys want to be on the lookout. That means you are susceptible to scarring. You have heart tissue scarring, probably very likely. Mental health links to dad's DNA. Now, did you know this? Because I didn't. Fathers can also pass on mental health conditions. I mean, I knew it was genetic, but they're putting a lot of the onus for some of this mental health and, I mean, well, physical health specifically, and it's looking like the mental health on the dad's DNA, especially when they're older at the time of conception. As men age, their sperm is more likely to carry genetic changes that can increase the risk of these disorders in their kids. Schizophrenia, in particular, has been closely linked to paternal age. Kids born to older dads are more likely to develop this condition. ADHD, which affects focus and behavior, can also be passed down from fathers, especially when mutations in the sperm occur due to aging. All right? Remember, who was aging and running around and slinging his stuff everywhere? Solomon. Solomon had to been out here making some flicked kids everywhere. He was old as dirt. Well, no, I'm thinking David, but he still had some age on him. If it's linked to the Masonic rites, and that 33 is of importance. David died at 70 something. They were not living as long as Joseph and Joshua lived. Joseph and Joshua both lived to be 120 years old, and they weren't living that old. We saw David crunchy ass die at 70 something years old. So we know he was afflicted. I showed you guys that Judah had this disease following them. So this is what we're seeing. Understanding and what did Mama say? There's going to be some cockatrices that's not going to be charmed. Understanding the connection between a father's age and the risk of inheriting mental health conditions highlights the importance of genetics in mental health well-being. Dental health. It's all in dad's smile. Your dad might have more to do with your dental health than you realize. Studies show that the genes responsible for dental health including things like crooked teeth or susceptibility to cavities, are more likely to be inherited from fathers than the mothers. Okay? All right, now the fertility challenges. Remember, I told you if the male is XX, there's going to be infertility issues. And that might be saving. Maybe mama's preserving those men that have that XX for the next phase. I can't speak for mom, but that XX would mean that if you're a male possessing two X's, that means you're not susceptible to Y degradation, which means you very well might not be, your immune system might even be better, actually. That's what it sounded like, more importantly. One unexpected things fathers can pass down in infertility. Is infertility. A study published in the Journal of Human Reproduction found that sons of fathers who conceived through IVF were more likely to face fertility issues. Well, that makes sense. If the fathers had issues with conception and they conceived this kid through IVF, it would make sense that the kid, being some sort of lab creation, is going to have issues conceiving too. So that's kind of stupid that they even brought that in here. All right, dad influences. Fathers do more than just teach life lessons. They leave a lasting mark on us through their DNA. All right. So get familiar with just how, in fact, your dad is potentially passing down, risks like heart disease, mental health conditions. All right. Let's keep going because I want to get to the kill switch. You got to get to that kill switch, guys. We're right here on it. Watch this. Mimi, I made it long for you, girl. I know you like the long episodes. Why exactly is the heart so important? I pulled this article in, guys, because everything was about the heart, right? Inflammation, the scarring. Let's keep going. We all know the heart is very important. Hopefully, in case you somehow didn't know, the heart is very, very important. If it stops functioning, such as during cardiac arrest, your body begins systematically shutting down. The heart is the generator for your body. Think of your body as a computer. Your brain is both the hard drive and the processor. It's where everything is stored, all programs, files, memories, but it's also what executes these actions, sending them through the rest of the system. Your heart, however, is the power supply. And without the power supply, nothing else works. The system won't even turn on. Your heart creates actual electrical pulses that run through your body, supplying energy to everything. Do y'all remember that kill switch now? You see why Samar started with the kill switch? How they said it was like an electrical shutdown? What do that sound like? Now, when you think of what this Y degradation is doing to your body, man, thou, can you see now where that verse from thus thou art and unto thus thou shalt return, and how mama implanted this kill switch in you? So when y'all started running amok down here, wiping us out, putting your foot on my neck, because there is no equality. There is none. At one point, I was the Sarah. It's not your right to rule. Now you see why this kill switch is here? Your heart is essentially the power button. And mama implanted some stuff in you. that's going to shut it down. You go ahead and listen to that bullshit millions of years. Yet they running around looking for a way out. Nah, it ain't no millions of years. You feel it ticking. It ain't no millions. Let's keep going. The thing is, if that power is turned off, everything doesn't just shut down, it starts to die. Your organs need a constant supply of blood and oxygen. When the heart stops, both of these processes start. Now the body keeps a certain supply of oxygen stored up. Blood, however, needs to keep moving. That's why in cases of cardiac arrest and heart attacks, it's more important that you keep the heart pumping through chest compressions than it is providing mouth to mouth. Yeah, guys. Save the heart, save a life. The heart stops beating, the body starts dying. By performing CPR chest compressions, a person can keep the heart beating until emergency help arrives. This can be the difference between life and death. Okay? If you don't learn anything else, learn CPR. So, I'm going to take you back real quick to that kill switch, in case you missed it. Let's go back to the kill. Where'd it go to? Kill switches serve as a failsafe by swiftly cutting off the power supply, effectively ceasing the device's function or operation in critical situations. It says kill switches are engineered to interrupt the power flow needed to a specific device or system. It will disrupt the electrical circuit, instantly stopping the operation of the device. Now let's go back one more time. One more again. Come on. I want to make sure that this hits home. See, I didn't want to bring to y'all the same old same. So I'm glad I took a few more days to take on this heart situation more. The heart is the power supply. And without the power supply, nothing works. The system won't even turn off. Sorry, turn on. Okay, guys. I'm going to put a kill switch in you. And that why leads to this. That's slow degradation. Check this out. What she say? She said right here. Jeremiah. Jeremiah 8:17. For behold, I will send serpents, cockatrices amongst you, which will not be charmed. And they shall bite you, saith the Lord. They won't be charmed. I done told y'all about these serpents and these cockatrices that are not going to be responding to medicine. And that's when I think of anything, I think of viral. You know, anything viral is not responding to medicine. You understand what I'm saying? It's, if anything, it's, they don't have a viral cure in medicine, in their medicine world. Let's be clear about that too. If it's bacterial, you know, they've been using antibiotics, but at this point, they have overprescribed the antibiotics. So as a result of that, I thought I heard somebody call me. They've overprescribed the antibiotics. So as a result of that, even they're not being charmed anymore, right? So everything Mama was talking about, guys, is basically coming to fruition. And we closing out soon, guys. It's a long one, but I know I got some real ones with me. And I want to bring this in. This is why I say I wonder if there is a group of men that are XX. Listen to this. This is some hope for my men that listen. You know what I mean? And when the Lord smelt the pleasing aroma, the Lord said in their heart, I will never again curse the ground because of man. For the intention of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I ever again strike down every living creature as I have done, while the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. And God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth. The fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every bird of the heavens, upon everything that creeps in the ground, all the fish of the sea. Everything that lives shall be food for you. And I gave you green plants. I give you everything, but you shall not eat the flesh with its life, that is its blood. For your lifeblood I will require a reckoning. From every beast I will require it, and from man. From his fellow man I will require a reckoning for the life of man. And the Creator established a covenant with Noah, and there was a bow in the clouds. We see that bow talked about with Joseph, don't we? But the Creator was grieved that he had made man. Okay? The Creator was grieved. But the Creator created a covenant. So there is a way out. This why might be cursed. And for dust thou art, and unto dust thou might return. Sounds like it's a choice, man. But if you don't believe that they know that this thing is coming, look at the comic book. Check it out. Y: The Last Man. One of the best comic books ever is on the brink of becoming an FX show. I don't know why this thing won't load. Well, there you go. Look it up. The Denver Post. Yeah. They had turned it into a show. I don't think they had more than 2 seasons or something like that. But check it out for yourselves. That kill switch is coming. The kill switch about to be smacked. I'm trying to tell you guys something because we got some folks that just won't be stopped right about now. I don't know about you, but I'm glad for that kill switch. I ain't no man, and I'm sorry to have to bring this news to you, men. But for a long time, like I told you, I wore the guilt. You know what I mean? I wore the guilt and believed that some son was coming to save me. How? How with this wide curse is some son coming to save me? It's not happening. And I'm thankful that I'm awoken from that lie. I promise you. I am so thankful to this 2-year journey that we've been on, guys, and all of the lies that we've just blasted through, man. Like, it's unbelievable how much stuff I felt like together we have uncovered over here. And we're still uncovering, guys. Next week, when we get to a new Game of Thrones. This one is going to be crazy. This one is going to really address our more current situation, guys. I uncovered some interesting stuff that we're going to have to get through next week. And I keep telling y'all that German connection is no joke. I mean, we made the connection with the Hungarians, but the German connection is no joke, too, guys. So we got a lot to uncover. Um, Thank you guys for bearing with me. Sorry for being late this week with this episode. I do apologize. But like I said, I wanted to dig a little more, and I'm glad that we did because with that, we were able to definitely, I feel like, make the kill switch connection, link it to that YDEF, link the YDEF to Adam Synth, if we want to call it that. I don't like these words that they done came up with. We linked it to Adam's fall, and then we linked that to the Y degradation being passed down to the sons, linked that to health disorders, and linked it back to the kill switch. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see y'all all next week. Much love.